Hello, welcome to my channel. My name's Deb, or Deborah. I like to share about the human experience to help others with their human experience. This channel is called Awaken with Deb, and mostly just because that's what it's been since 2016. And, change is hard, change is tough. Even though there was no activity from 2016 up until 2025, my Instagram handle was Awaken with Deb, and that has a lot of information attached to it, even though it's inactivated right now. So, if you're new to my channel, I talk about all things life, mostly awakening, spirituality, self-help development, depression, joy. Do I talk about joy much? I don't know if I talk about joy that much. Creating the life that you want, understanding that your thoughts create reality, and there's a new earth happening, so there's that. Let's see, the world is going through a lot of change right now, and I don't care if you're religious, political, spiritual, completely oblivious. Even if you're oblivious, the physical earth is going through changes. It is undoubtedly more earthquakes, more volcanoes, not normal weather patterns. There's things happening, right? So my job is to help people understand what's happening and not freak out about what's happening, and try to have fun in the meantime. Now, my journey started from one of, as a child, I always knew I was awesome, right? Like, my confidence was high as a child. It was through the stages of growing older and interacting with society that my confidence got lower and lower. And as they say, our personality creates our reality, if you will. It's I'm losing track here. I know there's a lot of unhappy people out there, because I used to be one of them and still fluctuate between doing that. There was a time where I thought that I was done being depressed, and I thought that I was just happy forever. And then, but I remember, even though during that time when I thought I was super happy, there was always an underlying depression. There was always conversations with my partners about what I'm going through. There were always underlying emotions that were motivating me to do certain activities. It wasn't ever just pure joy and happiness. And where I'm at now, the more I dissect life and the more I do feel that pure joy, the more that really nothing matters. But then everything matters, but nothing matters. So there's a paradoxal here, okay? So I almost feel like I should restart this video, because that was a lot of mumbo jumbo, but whatever. It is what it is. We don't edit our videos here. We're drinking tea today because my nervous system had reached peak burnout again. And so we're drinking tea to try and cut back on the caffeine, to try and heal the adrenals on a physical level. Being human, if you haven't realized that it's kind of complicated, it's kind of freaking complicated. But also it's very easy, because if you just always do what aligns with what feels good. See, I mean, the spiritual world says that, but it's like, I've played with the balance on these things. I'm getting really tongue-tied. I'm starting to shut down and feel like I don't want to post this video. It started off weird, and there's a lot coming through. Being on a spiritual journey, this world is odd. if you were to look at me, you would think I'm a very healthy, happy person. And for the most part, I am a very happy, healthy person. But when I go out on hikes, and I say hikes because that's the only way I see public people. I live in a small town. I don't know where to go to see people. I don't go anywhere. I go for hikes and then I see people and they look happy. And I wouldn't say, do they look like athletes? No. And some of them are definitely not healthy. And for the most part, many of them don't know how to walk on ground that wasn't laid flat, made by man. And that's sad. But the thing is, like, I don't think these people know this. I think they feel like they are happy and healthy, and that's what matters. If you feel like you are happy and healthy and enjoying life, that's what matters. And when I was working as a personal trainer, I realized majority of people that came to me, it wasn't about their physical fitness. And no matter what we would create in a plan or nutrition, it wasn't going to affect their physical features because it's something deeper. I don't believe our physical bodies are calories in, calories out, lift the weights, get big and heavy, run on the treadmill, get small and bikini ready. It's not that. And that's why you have, in the fitness world, you have so many trends and programs of do this and do this and do that. And the reason there's so many is because there's some, everyone has to find what works for them, because it's not about the workout routine. It's not about the diet. It is to an extent. And the diet is one thing. The diet is more of like nature versus chemicals, right? If you eat nature and stay away from chemicals, you'll be fine. It doesn't matter what combination you're choosing, whatever resonates with you, you'll be fine. And athleticism, it doesn't matter if you're on a 5-day split lifting heavy weights, or if you're training for a marathon but cross training with CrossFit, or if you're just an old lady walking around the block. Your body is going to reflect whatever state of reality you are accepting to be your reality. And the reason that people lift weights look a certain way is because they also adapt that reality. Have you ever noticed there's people that are also in the gym for the same amount of time frame as the people that look nice and ripped, but they still look kind of soft and pudgy? It's because their personality is soft and pudgy. Their personality hasn't adopted or adapted, no, maybe adopted. Their personality hasn't adopted that as their belief that them doing the work is actually going to result in that. And so therefore, the outside doesn't ever change. They work on the outside. Oh, I'm going to lift weights and I'm going to get this way, but the inside doesn't change. And I've tested this with myself and with clients. Like, I haven't figured out the key yet, but physicalness is not about the body, what you're doing exercise wise and what you're eating, calories in versus calories out. Quality and quantity, yes, and absolutely. And as I say all this, we could go into it from a materialistic point of view of like, yes, but there's all these, like, yes, I get that, but like, I'm going deeper here. Okay, I have 2 decades of experience of working in the fitness industry and studying what's going on with our food. It's food and exercise is important. Movement is important. Exercise is important, but not for the way you think. And so release some stress on yourself. There's always a deeper reason and a deeper energy that can work with, that can help you reach your goals faster. That's why coaching is important, because a coach, someone said the other day, yeah, but we don't even understand to the level of what a coach is talking about to want to pay for a coach. Well, you're not a coach, so you're not going to have See, coaches have the ability to have 10 people placed in front of them and be able to say, they can look at each 10 person and help each one of those 10 people fill in the gaps of what their next step can be, what a new tool can be for them, right? And each one of those 10 people, they're in a stage they can't even help themselves, let alone 10 other people. That's why you need a coach, because the coach has the experience and the knowledge and the programming. We're computers, right? And a coach has had that programming to be able to assist all the little applications in what they need help with. Like there's so much value to a coach. They just help get you there faster. Any activity that I have dove into, that was almost going to be a pun because I was thinking about swimming at the time, but slacklining, swimming, skydiving, paragliding, all these things, climbing, like even acro yoga, like I have all these things that I do, just the tiniest tips and tricks from people more experienced has helped immensely. Versus okay, so slacklining. I owned a slackline for 5 years and could never take more than 2 steps on it. I could never cross it. And then I meet someone who takes the time to teach me, tell me something about it, give me a tip or trick or two, and in less than a week I could walk a slackline. 5 years condensed into 1 week. That is the value of coaching. You can put a price on that. I want to say priceless, but then priceless sounds like free. It's not free. There's a certain benevolence to value. I'm not even sure if I used that word right just now, but there is. When I started this video, I was going to be very specific on key points on what to expect when awakening with the physical body when it comes to your food choices, your activity choices. And obviously this turned into something very different. And my biggest goal right now is to show up and talk without thinking. I know that sounds bad, but if I'm talking without thinking, then that means I'm allowing wisdom to come through. And it's wisdom for someone, because I am not going through this crazy psychosis transformation for this to not mean something bigger than me, for this to not mean that someone out there is getting something from this information, for it to not mean that all this waking up at 3 to 4 a.m. just so I can have time to do these videos. Someone mentioned yes, free information like videos and such. Did you know that I have to wake up at 3:30 in the morning to be able to accomplish these videos without editing? That's I don't have a computer. Maybe if I had a computer and technology, then being able to upload videos and do some editing, that would be nice, but it just takes up a lot of time and bandwidth that I don't have. Right? Just the aspect of waiting for it to upload and then cutting out the shorts, because nobody has time and attention span for a 20-minute video these days that I have to cut out of I have to create shorts to draw people to the video. If you're one of those people that found this video from a short, comment below. Let me know if that's you. Say, that's me, and I'll know what you're talking about. It's I have sacrificed my sunrise hikes in order to do these videos. And as I say, I've sacrificed my sunrise hikes. That's actually kind of not true. I used to do sunrise hikes all the time. And then I had, and then I had a boy move in, and that is really what sacrificed my sunrise hikes. And then my vehicle, a cow was on the road in the middle of the night, and I didn't see it, and I couldn't stop in time. And so I still hit it, and then I didn't have a vehicle for 3 months. So that hindered my sunrise hikes. And then I moved into a house where I have sunrises at my front door, so I don't need sunrise hikes. Beforehand, I needed a sunrise hike so I could get above the valley and see the sunrise, but now my home is already in a location. I don't need to do that. And so now, because I have manifested a home with sunrise hikes, I have the journal entry to prove the day I manifested I will have a house with this view, and I have a house with this view. And so now it allows me the time to create videos during the early morning hours when spirit is clearest, when my mind is clearest upon waking, coming out of those brain waves, coming in a lot of, it's in the early morning hours, your brain is still in those manifesting brain waves. And what am I manifesting? I am manifesting guidance for millions of people in this stage of awakening, because these next 5 years of Earth are going to be extremely important, and you want someone like me on your team. Well, that's it for today's video. So my name's Deb. I like to share the human experience to help others with their human experience. Earth is awakening, and there is going to be a split of 3D versus 5D. So if you're ready for it and you're ready to elevate and awaken, then follow me, subscribe, like or comment, let me know you're here. Let me know that you're ready for this. Let me know that I'm not alone and going crazy. And let me know I'm not just a pretty face on here for those middle-aged men. Yep, that too. Have a blessed day, everyone.